Album Most Normal, track Backwash.
by Gilla Band.
I expect a few people involved.
Okay.
Here. Thinking rock now. I don't even know if I can guess at this point. Yeah.
Backwash almost sounds like a really good punk song.
Okay.
You know, some will go with maybe a little bit more, maybe a little abrasive. You want to call it. You know, people don't look too favorably on Backwash. So this is Gilla Band, Backwash. Let's see what they got for us.
Let's get it.
He knows the bad self-satisfaction. His nose looks like a toe. Dirty forward, backwashed. No one looks cool around a wasp. I give dirty looks to people reading books who say they don't watch cartoons or anything that is blue.
And you know what? God damn it, I dug it.
Okay.
I was feeling it.
I like the instrumentals, not the lyrics. I thought the lyrics were kind of whack, but the instrumentals, just the rest of the band, I think they did an amazing job. There was a portion of it that really hit hard.
I'm going to have to respectfully disagree with you here.
Okay.
I think that the music was okay, right? Like it was cool.
I did. I liked
it. But I think I found like a kindred spirit. Like I felt like the bars were hitting. When he had said, no one looks cool around a wasp.
Because everyone's like running around like
it's impossible to look cool around a wasp. And if you're trying to look cool around the wasp, you're doing way too much, and it's by proxy not cool.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you're like a wasp is around and you're just sitting there like leather jacket, looking like the Fonz.
Kind of wild.
You're sitting there. I probably wouldn't, I don't believe you, because inside you're probably sweating, or you just don't fear wasp stings, and that's kind of weird in itself.
Okay.
Now when he
So I agree with that. Just to get to that point, I agree with that, and it's cool. But I don't want to hear that from a man who can barely tie his shoes. And that's his next bar. No one looks cool around a wasp. I can barely tie my shoes. It's like.
Now I'm gonna counter that point a bit.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna say that I think that it's brave.
He can barely tie his shoes.
I think that the honesty.
I cannot relate to. I can tie shoes.
Right.
Unrelatable to me.
Now for you, yes, I think that there is a
Able to tie shoe could be
this is a problem that I have, is I feel like we are, as a society, we're too quick to shame non-shoe tires.
I apologize for that. That's not
there's
what I
people
meant.
that are more slip-on based. There's people who are more strap based.
Yeah.
And I think that this is the first person from the can't tie shoes community to really come out and be open about that. And I feel like it's we shame them too much. Now, personally, me, I could tie my shoe. Like I could tie my shoe, but Gilla Band, I think, for coming out and being as open and honest to us about non-shoe tying, but then also giving like a scathing review. He gives dirty looks to people reading books who say don't watch cartoons or anything that is blue. Now, I think that he's talking about that person who, you see at the coffee shop. They got a book. It's in like Latin or something. It's like the Count of Monte Cristo. And it's like they're trying to look like, and then they're like, but I don't watch cartoons. That's so childish.
No,
I don't do that.
See, to me, I think it's a personal jab for I know you. And you read books and you watch cartoons. I read books, I watch cartoons. Those things are mutually exclusive. For the fact that he generalizes it, that you either read books and scoff at people, or you watch cartoons or like things that are blue, I think just diminish it. Like, especially in this day and age with how nerdom is in 2022, which this is what Pitchfork is reviewing. I think it's like we realize that a lot of us nerds do a bunch of shit. We fucking read books. We still watch cartoons, whether it's animes or old school retro shit or remakes of shit, or hell, Rick and Morty.
Right.
Adult cartoons, like, Family Guy.
Little American Dad, yeah.
American Dad, like whatever, BoJack, whatever the hell.
Right.
And I think it just shows. I think it just shows his their more narrow-minded view.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Anything blue?
It's
like,
a fair
do people
counterpoint.
that read books not like anything blue? Is that a thing that I'm unaware of? That's what.
I'm just going to take this moment real quick to talk about the act of the waterfall. You know it. I know it. You, the viewer, knows it. And you are doing the waterfall. It's when you have a drink that you don't. You're doing the waterfall a lot of times to avoid backwash, your own backwash in the person's. The person's been kind enough to allow you to take a sip of their drink. You're hitting a little waterfall to get some of that, right?
Two functions, actually. Not only are you avoiding backwash, you're also avoiding lip contact with.
Right, the mouth
what
to
they
mouth.
previously made lip contact with. Yeah, the mouth to mouth aspect. Yeah.
Now, I just wanted to speak about real quick how that's a bit false. I want to say it's false. It's kind, but you are still, what you're basically saying when you ask for a waterfall is you have accepted the other person's backwash going into it, right? You've just, my thirst outweighs, as you're doing the math in your head, my thirst outweighs the backwash that you could possibly have in it.
Or I trust you enough where I know you are not ridden with disease. You do not have anything wild, and if you did, you would inform me.
So it is an extra bit of right.
If it's something basic, I'll take that risk. Yeah.
Right, and you are going to, although in the act of it, you're not having that mouth to mouth contact. To some degree, their mouth is coming out of the spout. We're not talking about drink.
Like somebody drinking it and then like spilling it in the other person's mouth.
Right. No. Right. So you do avoid that, but it is a trust thing. It is if somebody asks you for a waterfall, you should appreciate that moment because that person trusts you.
Yeah. That
person trusts you and trust that the possibility of backwash outweighs, that you're not going to have, hand, foot, and mouth disease. So I just want to, say I appreciate those moments. And if you're somebody who is and if you're somebody who denies a waterfall, shame on you. Get better friends then. If you can't trust that person. That's just my little PSA on
I agree. There's a lot of waterfall deniers out there, but let's not pay them any attention.